Yeah, I'll react to that, sure. I'm in the heat. I think I'm in the heat of the moment, and I want to say Epic History TV has been dethroned, and History March is now my favorite channel. But I just can't do that yet because I haven't watched a lot of Epic History TV videos lately. But this is better than Kings and Generals. All right, it is. Kings and Generals is great. They're probably number 3, but this is better. This has exceeded it. All right, so good. This was such a great episode. Bravo. Why does my chair? All right, hey guys, let's continue Hannibal series on History March. What he was doing, he just kept winning last episode. Obviously, we know in the end Rome comes out on top, but I'm curious to see what stops him because he seems to be doing pretty well so far. Let's do it. If you're new to the channel, hello, my name is Connor. I like to learn about history through YouTube recommendations. The original link to the video, top of the description below. Right below that, link to the Discord. Just click on it. Just makes it easier for me to interact with you guys and create that watering hole atmosphere I want to create around history on YouTube and Discord. Pull up a chair. Love to have you. More the merrier. All right, let's do it. If you're not ready to learn, there's the door. You're in the wrong class. Home ec is down the hall. Make me a pizza. Or just chill, that's fine too. Sit in the back. All right, let's go. Battle of the Ebro, 217 BC. Second Punic War. Let's do it.
We would like to thank World of Warships for sponsoring this video. We had the awesome opportunity to play their free-to-play game, and we got absolutely...
By the way, guys, in the past few weeks, I've been letting the ads play in the beginning. It's the least I can do. You know, these channels, they do the hard part. I'm just reacting to them, and the least I can do is let any codes they have. There's a fly right there. Any codes they have or anything like that to, get showed to my viewers, so... Click ahead if you want,
with its
but I'm
perfect
gonna let
balance
this
of
play.
action and strategy, World of Warships is truly a thinking man's game, where you can command massive naval fleets, featuring some of history's most iconic warships. As you play, you can unlock new ships to test your skills against more than 30 million players worldwide in realistic battle settings, with things such as weather forcing you to adapt your tactics, making each battle unique. Every ship in the game is an accurate 3D scan of real-life ships, designed with incredible attention to detail, with over 200 ships available to play across 11 different nations. With constant game updates, exciting new missions and events, World of Warships will always give you something new to experience. We highly recommend you check it out. Click the link below to play World of Warships and collect a special bonus starter pack. New players can register with the code BATTLESTATIONS2019 to receive 250 doubloons, the USS Charleston premium ship, 1 port slot, and 3 days premium time.
Let's do it. I love the maps.
Early in 217 BC, the Roman Senate is still reeling from the defeat at Trebia. But determined to strike back at Hannibal, they look to other theatres to try and shift the balance of war. The Roman army that was initially sent to stop the Carthaginian general from reaching Italy is now in Iberia with new objectives, under the command of Gnaeus Scipio.
This is new. Hey! 1, 2, 3. Great channels, a lot of them. Some I haven't... 2 or 3 I didn't recognize. Okay, let's go.
After first arriving in Iberia in early autumn of 218 BC, Gnaeus Cornelius Scipio Calvus defeated and captured Hanno, along with thousands of Carthaginian troops. He also seized the rich baggage train that Hannibal left behind when he marched into the Pyrenees Mountains while on his way to Italy. But despite this victory, Gnaeus lost many of his ship crews during Hasdrubal Barca's raid into the Roman enclave, which crippled his fleet. Luckily for the Romans, Hasdrubal was outnumbered 2-1, and he retreated soon after this minor victory, as he could not mount a full-scale offensive. Both generals used the winter months to regroup and plan for the coming year. The Roman general's main objective is to prevent Iberian reinforcements from reaching Hannibal by land. His second objective is to put pressure on Carthaginian holdings in Iberia by any means. From his base at Tarraco, Gnaeus spends months consolidating his position. He reaches out to various tribes to establish friendly relations through diplomacy and trade, and looks to broker alliances by offering the tribes protection against the Carthaginians. It doesn't take too long to persuade many locals to join the Roman cause, because just as most Gauls in Italy hate the Romans, so too the tribes of northern Iberia despise the Carthaginians. And although many communities are still apprehensive about confronting Carthage, especially those on the border, tribes further north of the Ebro eagerly ally themselves to Rome. Gnaeus also strengthens ties with the Greek cities, especially Massilia, a very prosperous city that commits to sending her experienced fleet to help the Romans. And as promised, Gnaeus dispatches garrisons to defend his
Is Massilia near modern-day Monaco? Because that would be pretty funny. That off topic, sorry.
And as promised, Gnaeus dispatches garrisons to defend his allies over the coming months. He also garrisons the Ebro River, anticipating an invasion by Hasdrubal Barca in the spring, and arranges the purchase of food and supplies from the locals. In addition, he distributes the plunder taken from Hannibal's baggage train to his army, which boosts his popularity with the troops. Across the Ebro, Hasdrubal Barca posts garrisons along the river to ward off Roman raids, and marches back to his winter quarters in New Carthage. Hasdrubal currently has 15,000 troops at his disposal. But the manpower reserves and the riches of Carthaginian Iberia give Hasdrubal enough muscle to quickly respond to the Roman threat. He spends the winter months resting his army, raising funds for new recruits, and stockpiling provisions for the upcoming campaign. Ships are repaired, and additional ships are brought in, along with new ship crews, recruited mainly from the Turdetani tribes in southern Iberia. By spring of 217 BC, Hasdrubal musters a large enough army to mount an...
This channel is so good with maps. As you know, I'm a simpleton. I enjoy visuals and just A++.
Spring of 217 BC, Hasdrubal musters a large enough army to mount an offensive against Gnaeus. Carthaginians march out of New Carthage. Hasdrubal personally leads the ground forces, while he puts the fleet of over 40 ships under the command of Hamilcar. The fleet sails along the coast, closely keeping pace with the army on land, under whose protection the crews can beach their ships every night to rest. While Hasdrubal initially had 15,000 troops after Hannibal departed from Iberia, it is unknown how many new troops he recruited for the campaign of 217 BC. But considering that Gnaeus received reports from his scouts of the approaching Carthaginians, and yet didn't follow his first instinct to face them in battle, it is safe to assume that the size of Hasdrubal's army was exceedingly strong, which dissuaded the Roman general from giving battle. Furthermore, Hasdrubal could potentially tap into his vast manpower pool, while Gnaeus won't be receiving any reinforcements for at least a year. Another reason for the Roman general to remain cautious. Gnaeus decides...
I'm sorry, I'm just distracted by how amazing these maps are. Just take a second to... Sorry.
While Gnaeus won't be receiving any reinforcements for at least a year. Another reason for the Roman general to remain cautious. Gnaeus decides to march out of Tarraco and take up a defensive position on the Ebro, with his ships following close by. Aware that the Carthaginian fleet can flank him and cut his supply lines, he handpicks his best troops from the legions and loads them into 35 ships, some of which came from Massilia, with their experienced and reputable crews. With his fleet guarding his flank, the Roman general reaches within 15 kilometers of the Ebro. Gnaeus' plan is to concentrate his efforts on the sea. He temporarily stops and sends 2 Massilian ships to scout ahead. With his
Are we about to get a land naval battle?
army vastly outnumbered, he recognizes that if Hasdrubal successfully surrounds or besieges his positions, the superior Carthaginian fleet could cut off the Roman seaborne supply lines. Therefore, his plan is to deal a knockout blow, or at least cripple the Carthaginian fleet. Massilian scouts soon return with reports that the Carthaginians are encamped at the mouth of the Ebro, their ships still beached and unmanned since the night before. Looking to seize the fortunate opportunity, Gnaeus gives his ships the signal to attack immediately, hoping to catch the enemy.
I don't care. I'm pausing. Look how good he does this. Even when zooming in, he creates the more zoomed in map more detailed. I'm sorry.
Gnaeus gives his ships
I'm
the
so
signal to
impressed.
attack immediately, hoping to catch the enemy off guard. They make haste towards the Ebro, formed in 2 lines. The higher quality Massilian ships are in the front, their crews leading the way, while the Roman ships are formed up behind them. However, Carthaginian scouts along the coast spot the enemy fleet and sound the alarm. Hasdrubal draws up his land forces on the beach and orders Himilco to embark his crews and put to sea straight away. The Carthaginians, although caught by surprise, have confidence in their ships. Hasdrubal's troops cheer on the crews as they close the distance to meet the Romans. 2 Massilian ships are intercepted. Himilco's men rush to board the enemy vessels. On the right flank, Carthaginian ships double up on the Romans. As they board the enemy, Himilco's crews begin overwhelming the Massilians and Romans on the right. Meanwhile, chaotic fighting spreads in the center as the Romans latch onto several enemy vessels. Gnaeus' men are firmly on the back foot and losing ground. The Carthaginians outpaced and outmaneuvered his fleet. But the battle-hardened Roman troops in the center hold their ground. Disciplined and organized, they slowly manage to turn the tide by sheer brute force. The legionaries begin pushing the Carthaginians back. In the chaotic fighting, they manage to sink 1 Carthaginian ship, together with its entire crew. Then another. Some of Himilco's men begin to waver. 4 more ships in the center are crippled and left adrift with their oars shattered. Seeing the gaping hole in their line,
I wonder how they managed to sink these ships, because they don't have cannons and stuff like that can just burst holes into the ships. I'm assuming they're not strong enough to just stab holes in with their pikes or spears or whatnot. And maybe just by ramming. I guess it's just through the ramming of the ships. If anyone knows any other ways they do it, please let me know.
they're all shattered. Seeing the gaping hole in their line, panic among some of Himilco's crews turns into a hasty, disorganized retreat toward the shore. Hasdrubal can only watch as the Romans vigorously pursue his fleet. His troops can do little to help the retreating ships. Ironically, having his army deployed on the beach offered a clear and safe escape route for the ships, which may have motivated some of the crews to flee rather than fight and risk death. This would certainly explain the sudden collapse of morale among Himilco's men. The Carthaginian fleet finally reaches the shore. Crews beach their ships and hastily disembark, abandoning their vessels in search for safety within Hasdrubal's army. But the Romans aren't done yet. They boldly continue towards the shore, despite the risk of running their ships aground or being attacked by Hasdrubal's troops.
Why would they do this?
To the average observer, it must have seemed like madness to come so close to the shore.
Yes.
But Gnaeus is willing to take the risk. His ships rush in, quickly latching onto Carthaginian vessels that are still seaworthy, and begin towing them away.
Oh my god, that's great. That is hilarious, ingenious, and impressive. Imagine being on land as a Carthaginian soldier and being like, wow, they're our commander or whatnot. Be like, wow, they're gonna beach themselves and try and fight those idiots, and they're like all getting ready for the guys to come off onto the land, and then they just latch and steal all their boats. Oh, that's great.
Seeming stunned,
Well done.
the Carthaginians fail to react in time. By the time they realize what has happened, the Romans sail downstream, having captured 25 of their ships.
That was great. This channel is awesome, by the way.
At first, the defeat at the Ebro seemingly changed little. Over the coming months, Hasdrubal, with his army intact, puts pressure on the tribes to rise against Rome, stretching Gnaeus to the limit. But the Carthaginian general is also forced to deal with revolts in southern Iberia. Both sides spend over a year quelling revolts and regrouping. For the Romans, after a series of defeats suffered against Hannibal in Italy, news of Gnaeus' success is much welcomed by the Senate. Encouraged, they make plans to send reinforcements to Iberia under the command of Gnaeus' brother, Publius, whose term as consul ended a few months ago.
Gotta watch out for Hannibal during North.
Fully recovered from his wounds, within a year, Publius would arrive with 20 to 30 ships and 8,000 troops, along with food and supplies. However, it is Gnaeus'
I don't know if that was more embarrassing and stupid for the Carthaginians there, or more impressive and smart by the Romans with the stealing the ships.
perseverance of the Ebro that would prove to be the turning point of the war in Iberia. For the next 10 years, the Carthaginian
Sorry, I'm
Iberia
pausing again, but why not maybe right when you beach? Hindsight is 2020, especially in history. I know it's much different if you put yourselves in their shoes, but why not instead right when you beach the ships running away from the Romans into the Carthaginian camp, just get a bunch of guys back onto the ships and go after them? Maybe that's not possible. Okay, never mind.
coast would be undefended. Exposed to Roman raids, Carthage will have to divert a lot of manpower to defend its Iberian towns and countryside. And over the coming years, the Scipio brothers will pose a serious threat to the Carthaginian war effort.
Bravo. Oh god, these maps! Awesome channel. I'm in the heat. I think I'm in the heat of the moment, and I want to say Epic History TV has been dethroned, and History March is now my favorite channel. But I just can't do that yet because I haven't watched a lot of Epic History TV videos lately. But this is better than Kings and Generals. All right, it is. Kings and Generals is great. They're probably number 3, but this is better. This has exceeded it. All right, so good. This was such a great episode. Bravo, History March, amazing channel. Go check them out if you haven't. If you're watching this video, you probably have already seen their channel. If not, go. You will not be disappointed. All right, I'm going to do the next episode. I'm going to do the next 2 episodes of the Potato Famine, and then it's Light X7's birthday, by the way. Shout out to him. I'll give another shout out later. So see you guys next time.